What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back in to another video, and I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. I just want to go on about Dave Gettleman and the draft, and we're also going to be looking at Mel Kiper and what he said this morning on ESPN. I don't know if it was this morning because it is Sunday, but ESPN just posted a little clip about it, about Mel Kiper talking about the draft and most specifically the Giants draft and going over his grades, but we're going to talk about that. But by the way, guys, it is Mother's Day. Make sure you guys hug your mothers, take your mothers out, make them feel special because they are special. Happy Mother's Day to everybody there. And if you're a mother yourself, if there's a mother watching, happy Mother's Day to you. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright guys, so you guys will notice that I got a new computer chair. Alright, not really new, it's a used one, or it's a hand-me-down, but it's a lot better than that lawn chair I was using, and it's giving me more elevation, so I can put this mic right next to me. So you guys tell me how you guys like it, because sometimes you guys are saying that my mic is covering my mouth, and you guys don't want that. You guys let me know how you're feeling about the new setup, kind of. So, that being said, let's talk about the New York Giants draft, and most importantly, Dave Gettleman, and how he completely dominated this draft by pretty much trolling. This guy really won the NFL draft by just trolling people and doing things out of spite. Now, do I think it was completely out of spite? No, I think there were some things that triggered this, and obviously I think they had a game plan. They didn't just go into this saying, hey, you know, they're saying that we can't trade down, let's trade down twice. That's obviously not what happened. But how everybody, you know, especially how the draft, you know, the draft storylines were going from the Giants side, how they were going, and what was the storyline was, you know, Dave Gettleman does not trade down. Dave Gettleman doesn't do that. That's like, you know, that's like making a right turn in NASCAR, like everybody was saying it. And then, you know, obviously the whole trade that went down with Devontae Smith, and you guys know how I felt about that. You guys can check my reaction card up above how me and Kush felt about that. They're taking Devontae Smith! You're lying to me! A lot of Eagles fans trolling me about that, but listen, it all worked out, so that's why I think it's all in good fun. But obviously, there was reports out that Dave Gettleman was upset about this move. I would be as well. You're trading in division, you know, they're doing the whole enemy of my enemy is my friend and whatever. And to kind of strike at the Giants. Obviously, everybody knew Devontae Smith, should he fall to the Giants, that was their guy, and it was later confirmed that as well. And so, obviously, with Dave Gettleman kind of looking at the prospects, who's available, a lot of people wanted edge, a lot of people thought, you know, they should go offensive lineman. Obviously, Rashawn Slater was on the board. I felt like Dave Gettleman saw this opportunity to call up Ryan Pace, the Chicago Bears GM, and say, hey, let's see what we can do about a trade down, because they, you know, as Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman said, that they were going through a whole scenario on how it would work out, and the value was just too great. Apparently, Ryan Pace was so anxious to to move up. He was trying to move up since pick 7. So from 7 to 11, I mean, that feels like a lifetime if you're a GM, when you still have a very, very valuable quarterback like Justin Fields is still on the board. You can imagine every single pick felt like a lifetime, because you don't want your guy to be taking off the board. So, and on top of that, when your price is for a quarterback, you're going to be paying extra. So I know a lot of people say the Giants fleeced them, and they did fleece them. We got a haul there, and it's going to be good for the Giants, but obviously you're going to have to give up another pick if you're moving up for a quarterback. Sometimes, you know, that's what happens. In those trade-ups, usually the higher prices come at the result of a quarterback being chosen. So, you know, obviously the Giants felt like getting the 20th overall pick in the next year's first and next year's fourth and this year's fifth was definitely worth you know, definitely worth that instead of just getting Rashawn Slater or maybe reaching for Jalen Phillips. The Giants tried not to do that, but so they did a great, phenomenal job. But they did it again in the second round. Like, I know I'm going over the same things over and over again. You guys have heard me say over and over again, but I can't fathom it. The Giants, Dave Gettleman does not trade down. He's traded up a couple of times in his career. He's traded up once, that I think with the Giants. Traded up once to go ahead and grab up DeAndre Baker. That didn't work out. But the second round pick, getting Azeez Ojulari, another guy out of Georgia, but trading down at 42 when this guy should have went in the first round was a ballsy move. Trading down to 50, another 8 spots, and still landing that guy. You cannot, there's no other grade you can give Azeez Ojulari, the 50th pick, without giving it an A+. There's no other grade you can give it. There's no way that it's a negative. If it's a need, best player available, the value is there, you were able to trade down and get more draft capital. I mean, what else could you have possibly have done? Dave Gettleman absolutely put on a masterclass during that 2021 NFL draft, and he's putting the world on notice. I'm going on Giants Twitter, and we are more united than ever. I mean, you go on Giants Twitter right now, we're more united than ever because Dave Gettleman is actually proving Dave Gettleman apologists right, like me, and proving Dave Gettleman haters wrong, and they're okay with it because that's their favorite team. That's the New York Giants. So we're all united. Everybody loves the Giants. Everybody is starting to love Dave Gettleman if they don't already. And so life is good right now, and it's putting the world on notice. Mel Kiper, who came out, he was one of the only ones that really liked Daniel Jones back in the 2019 draft. But listen to what he had to say on KJZ, one of their ESPN shows with Jay Williams, Keyshawn Johnson, and somebody else, some weird other guy. But check this out, what he had to say about the New York Giants draft and his initial grade and what he changed it to.
Giants general manager Dave Gettleman, one of Jay Will's closest friends in the NFL, traded down twice, once in the first round, then again in the second round. What grade did you give the Giants?
Why B+? I gave him a B+, and I'm gonna say right now, I was too tough a grader. I was coming back from the draft. I'm tired.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you.
It's 2, 3 in the morning. I'm saying give him a B+. I looked at that and said I should get an F for giving them a B+. They deserve an A. Let's amend the Giants up to an A right now. Dave Gettleman did a great job. When you trade down twice and you get Kadarius Toney, and then you get Azeez Ojulari, and you get a #1 pick next year added to which you already have in terms of draft capital, and you do well with the rest of the picks. If that's not an A, I don't know what is. I made a big mistake giving him a B+. That should have been an A. Dave Gettleman, great job.
Mel. Thank you, Mel. I mean, getting the haul for that first-round pick, I mean, that set the tone. I didn't think Dave Gettleman had it in him, to be honest with you. I didn't know, Mel. I didn't know.
Jay, I'm with you. No, I knew he had it in him. Dave Gettleman's a heck of a man, #1. He's a heck of an evaluator, #2.
Dude, look how pumped Mel Kiper is. He's not even a Giants fan, and he's pumped. He said, you know what? They did a great job. Dave Gettleman, great job. I'm giving them an A. How can you not give it? He admitted he was coming off that draft high, and, you know, we gave him the B+. Once he really got to look at what went on with that draft and how beautiful it was, you have to give an A. Now, I can understand, I gave the Giants an A as well. The only reason why I didn't give that A+ is because of the lack of linemen being chosen. There was no interior lineman, no lineman at all, the offensive lineman, no offensive lineman drafted at all in Dave Gettleman's draft. Now, this appears that he's very confident in that offensive line. That's okay with me. It just has to work out, because that's why I'm not giving it an A+. Should the end of the year come around and that offensive line shows up to be absolutely great and they're playing fine, and we obviously didn't need a pick, then I'll boost that back up to an A+. But as of right now, it has to be an A. And Mel Kiper agrees. He's changing it from B+ to an A. He's giving Dave Gettleman his credit, giving Dave Gettleman his love, and listen, man, this just goes to show right now that the New York Giants are just a different team. They're taking things in the right direction. You guys saw at the end of the year presser, you know, when Dave Gettleman and John Mara came out and they basically ate their crow and said, listen, we messed up in 2018. In 2018, we were trying to rebuild and win at the same time. No more. We're not doing that. We're rebuilding in a different way. And everybody, including myself, had our doubts. We're saying, man, I don't know. I don't know if they're actually telling the truth. Are they just spitting anything at this point and just making us believe anything? You know, how can we even believe this? They are putting their money where their mouth is. Now, we are starting to end that rebuilding process. Obviously, the offensive line is probably, you know, one of those pieces you really should rebuild with, but they think they're confident, you know, they are very confident in their young O-line. You know, the other things that you need to get, you know, weapons for your young quarterback and a sustainable defense. Their defense was already great, and then getting more pieces and adding depth, you know, is even better. They are at the end of the rebuild. They spent a lot of money as well, so they are trying to win. They're trying to be competitive. So let's hope that all works out and Dave Gettleman keeps his job, because I always believed in Dave Gettleman. Always believed in Dave Gettleman. I don't care how many Giants fans, Eagles fans, Cowboys fans kept flooding my comments, trying to get me off the Dave Gettleman bandwagon. I never did, never got off of it. Of course, I've had some emotional comments towards Dave Gettleman, okay, but I've seen the light and I've never jumped off the bandwagon. I could say anything I want, I just won't, you know, I'm still going to support at the end of the day. So that being said, guys, that was a video. I just wanted to quickly bring that to life for those of you guys that haven't seen it yet. Extremely excited about this offseason. You guys let me know what kind of videos you want to see during this stretch of pretty much nothing, right? There's not going to be a lot of content to really throw around as far as NFL goes. If you guys want to see me do something fun that's football related, you know, way too early mock draft or tier list, whatever you guys want to see, make sure you drop it in the comment section below. Give me some suggestions. I'm always open to what you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next video.